Good morning to the Wilhelmy School of Organ Building. Today we've got a unique issue, and that is that we have to make a whole bunch of these washers. Okay? Well, this is the original. And all of you in organ building know that they are for several $100s or euros, whatever. They are punch sets with punches of all different sizes, metric or standard if you would like to. And you use a mallet, you use a punching block on which you do it with end grain coming up similar to a butcher block. And then you punch them out, boom, 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 one by one, okay? Or you go to a company that creates a punch just for you, that punches the outside, punches the inside at the same time, chum, 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 and they simply ask you how many thousand do you want, okay? Well, organ builders like to make schnitzel on their own, by themselves, in their own shop, in the comfort of their own place. And I'm unfortunately no different many times. So today we're making these things, but I've developed some years back, thanks to an employer that didn't listen to my warning that somebody might get hurt, I have developed carpal tunnel a couple decades back. So I need to be careful when I go smack, smack, smack with a hammer or mallet or this kind of thing. I wear wristbands and other supports and so on when I do that, when I know that this is going to be an issue. And many times it becomes an issue. So with me making valves and all kinds of cool things, I just got tired of this smacking and banging, and especially if I gave the project to somebody else, here is this very expensive set of punches, make some. They inadvertently, I do not know how it would happen, but they would drop one, okay, things would get, the tool edges would get damaged, would get blunt. They would use, somebody would sometimes use the wrong mallet, would not use a mallet, but use a hammer, and then the tool handle on the top mushrooms out. All these wonderful things that have a potential to drive me up the wall. So, a different system had to start. One that doesn't involve brute force. One that actually, especially if you work in thick felt, you know what I mean. You know, you who punch into thick felt know the issue. Or make small little things, small valves. If you push onto with your punch onto the felt or felt and leather connection or a valve or whatever material or sponge, I don't know. If you don't push down vertically precisely and have slight tendency to go this way or that way or leaning this way, that way, and you go smack, your punch is not perfectly square, but you'll end up with guys that are cut out this way or that way. And that creates waste, because if you're very particular, many times those things cannot be used. Sorry, you know. We have to have straight edges coming down. So, carpal tunnel, tool wear, waste of material, and and time. Okay, that's why I came up with using this thing. Okay, and what I have done, I'm going to show you. What I have done is I've simply taken a hole saw, a regular hole saw, with all the teeth and everything. Put it into the drill, into a hand drill, or cordless drill, hand drill preferred because of the better bushings and bearings in it. switch it on low preferably, let it gently rest on the tool rest on the bench grinder, and grind off all the teeth. While you're turning, take your time, cool it into water, poof, every now and then, grind off all the teeth. So it's totally useless. Obviously take the drill bit out, duh, okay? Once all the teeth are gone, and it has to be a hole saw, by the way, that has a complete circle. There are some that have got openings. Don't use those. It has to be complete ring-like steel. And then I've put it into the drill press. The very same thing. I put the hole saw into the drill press, switched it on low, took a very nice, excellent quality, clean, single cut file, and I cut my own cutting edge to the front end. And this is how I protect it, by the way, when it's in storage. I put blue tape around it. I'm filming right now. Thank you.
It's already caught in the feeder.
In the feeder?
Next one.
Okay. Well, bird alarm. So, here we are again. Well, we had to take a little break because the neighbor's got a really poorly made bird feeder that traps birds, especially when it's empty. Duh, you know. So we had to go over there and rescue the bird, let it out. Anyway, so here we are. So you take the hole saw, stick it into the drill press, take a very good quality, clean, undamaged, single cut file, and then you cut your own cutting edge, as sharp as a razor, to the end, you see? To the end of our friend. I like to do it sort of at 60, 70 degrees. There's no point in going too sharp, because then the edge will need rehoning very easily, okay? And don't go 45, because then you're pretty much sort of burning and pushing your way through. Okay, 60 degrees, 70 degrees is good. After using the file, okay, yes, this works like a bell, so have earmuffs on. After doing that, you end up with a burr on the inside, because you thin the material down and it sort of, yeah, unfortunately it creates a burr on the inside. Well, then all I do is I take a nice, pretty, large diameter round file, and just like my finger saw, go in and just simply, as we've done, removing burrs at organ pipe ends when we make the extensions, okay, you remove the burr ever so gently, choop, 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 choop. Be gentle, because otherwise you might end up damaging this edge. And if you hear funny steps and stuff, there might be actually birds building a nest up there. We like them, starlings. Well, I mean, starlings, but they're good neighbors. They make good neighbors, at times. Better than other neighbors. Anyway, okay, so this is the tool. And look, on the outside you write down, sorry, can you read this? 2 1/4 inch. Never mind what the cutter says, okay, because the whole saw cutter has got its own name written there, 2 3/8 of an inch, okay? Well, guess what? That's when you cut a hole and then you measure the inside diameter of the hole that you cut. This time we're going to cut and we're going to be left with this diameter on the inside of the tool instead of the diameter on the outside. Okay, it will be different. So don't get a 2-inch hole saw believing that you make 2-inch discs, valves or whatever. Okay, don't do that because it will be different, usually 1/8 of an inch. So that's our cool new tool, and we've got a selection of these guys. See, many times with the handle thingies here. It's 1 1/8, 5/8 inch. I think 5/8 inch is the smallest one. I might be mistaken, but I think that's the smallest hole saw you can find, because below that people use drills if they want holes, you know. Anyway, so I've got a wonderful selection, 1 1/4 inch all the way up to 3 inch in here. Of course, not all of them have got the handle thingies in them. See, like here, the 2.5 inch does. But inside, see, inside there nests like a Russian doll, another dude, okay, without it. But you can take it off and put it on. So the tool changing is really simple. And I didn't go out and get one each, okay? I went out when I had a particular project and I needed to make certain size valves. Okay, this is what I'm gonna get because I don't have those. And so this collection grew over the course of several years. So it's, although it can become quite expensive depending where you get your hole saws, you know. But, and this one obviously is, still a hole saw. I just keep it in here just because. Okay, so this is how it works. And I'm simply reusing blue tape all the time until it doesn't stick anymore, because all it has to do be just a little bit of a cushion, a little bit of a protection on the top edge. And when you put them back into the box, be gentle, okay? So, and this is what we're going to do. Here you can see our setup, 1.5 inch. That's what we're looking for. And you can see already on my work surface here, on my wasteboard, on the drill press, there's one particular area that I use where I just swivel it over, whoops. That's what I use in order to cut my little friends. Okay. And we adjust it so it doesn't just simply bang, cut into the wood all the time, okay? We adjust it so it just makes contact and then it stops. Okay, does this make sense? Let's hope it makes sense. Okay, and here's our beautiful German felt, or shall we say, I paid Germans for it. I hope it, well, it's good quality. Anyway, let's make some. You can get frugal with it or not be frugal with it. I like to be frugal because it's still quite expensive, and every now and then, see, cuts beautiful holes. And every now and then you take your something or another out, something like a small screwdriver or a Schnipfenpitzen. Okay, and then you just, because they've got slots on the side, those tools, so you can get the wood piece out. See? And here are our friends. Okay? They go in here. Actually, it looks to me almost, yeah, like this guy needs sharpening a little bit. Why don't we do that? Let's sharpen our friend, okay? Then you can see that, okay? Pay attention. We'll put this away. and you have done it correctly. If there's a burr on the inside, believe it or not, always move your file and hold it at the same angle. You getting there? There we go. Actually, this, you got it? Perfect. Perfect. It's perfect. I'm sorry. I do make funny noises or weird noises. Okay. Actually, in this case, we made it, I think, just right. See what we do. How well it cuts. Yep. And remember, every now and then, well, I shouldn't have put it away, but every now and then, because they sort of accumulate inside, you got to reach in there and push them out, okay? And look, those guys have got nice straight sides, okay? Isn't that cool? Okay, for 10, we made 10, we need 32. And don't touch the tool because it's razor sharp. Okay, it's a running knife. Look how safe it is. It's so sharp. It actually I'm doing it so you can see what I'm doing. Every now and then. See? This guy stayed inside. You could leave it this way. Okay, 11. You could leave it. And if it's nice and sharp and you're doing your thing correctly, look how these beautiful guys come out. 11, these are 5, you got 16. The tool never gets hot. 16. You can also count in your mouth, in your head kind of thing. 16, 17. Remember, don't cut your fingers off. 18, 19, 20, 21. Stop. See? If you wait too long to empty it, there's the other thing. 21, they come out, and then that would be creating waste, because if one falls out, don't come from underneath to take with the tool, because we don't want to mess the sharp edge up. But if you wait too long and one comes out while you're cutting, boom, then you can literally cut one in half or into a cute moon shape, you know, which is not a good idea. Now there are different ways of paying attention where you are regarding your amount that you need to make. Okay? You can either count them as you go along. Okay? Or you can also cut the count the holes in your material. Okay? If the holes, if you don't create waste and every single one is useful, well then bingo, you know the amount, how many you've cut. Okay? Or if you do so many per row, you're also good to go. Okay? See? Start fluttering. Take it out. Isn't that cool? We're having our guys done here in no time, folks. No time. No time is showtime. And you can use them. I've done it. You can cut leather with it. You can cut Felton leather with it. You can make your own valves, washers, whatever. Okay? And, my friends, I've used small, actually that's what we're going to do in order to make the center hole, I guess. I simply use a hand punch for the 8mm hole in the middle. Okay? I'm simply going to use a hand punch, put it into a big drill press chuck, and that way, choop, 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 cut all the centers. Also, no punch required. And it's much safer, happier on the tool. So how many do we have here? 4, 8, 11, 14, 17, 21, 25, 27, and 5 is 32, and 6. Oh wow, we've got our schnitzel. Well, stop! Wow, that was quick. Well, we're not done yet. We unfortunately need to make these here. We're going to make a particular solenoid application. We're going to use some foam washers too. We make a foam felt foam sandwich, so to speak. Okay? And we've got 2 layers of material here. Let's see if that works actually. Well, it does. 2. Remember, don't cut your fingers. 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and they're falling out, so let's stop. 14. Wow, we're getting there, guys. How cool is that? Look at those guys, huh? Isn't that cool? Sorry, the choice of color doesn't make it very easily visible, but they're beautiful. Okay? Isn't that cool? Well, I'm happy. I hope you're happy. And I hope you're learning something today. That's the whole purpose, okay? 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. See, one fell out. 26, 28. Let's stop right here. I have got one renegade here. Fell onto the floor. 28. And look, never mind that they stayed behind. They're not stuck at all in the material. They come right out. Because we adjusted the cutter head to just barely touch the surface. Okay? That's how it's supposed to be. Isn't it great when stuff actually works out? And remember, the bottom edge is sharp. Okay, so don't cut yourself, which is easily possible. It's as sharp as a good kitchen knife. Okay. 28 you said? Okay, let's carry on. 28. We do need a few more because we're going to use them also for adjustments. 30, 32, 30. And one more because we can. See, they pop right out. And you see we've used the double layer material. I guess you can do more, but well, isn't that cool? So, yes, the particular, these are actually buffers that go onto a particular special kind of solenoid shaft. And those things, because of, this goes actually way up into a bell tower, and I've noticed that with the original washers, that they suffered greatly from condensation that was translated onto the felt washer via the big metal on either side. That's why we're going to use these guys, the foam, and we're going to make a cushion on either side, and the foam cushion will be a moisture barrier, condensation moisture barrier between the big washer on the shaft and the next one. Okay, boom, boom, boom. That's at least the thought behind it. We'll find out if it works. So, this was our cutter, and you could see we resharpened it, and boy, that thing is sharp. You have to use a new thing. Now, when you put it down onto a tool, remember the thing is round, your tool might not be level, and look, so don't put it somewhere where it doesn't roll. I've got a towel down there. Okay, and how do we know that we can get all the way around? Pi is 3.1415267, something like this. I can't remember. Anyway, we're simply going to be a little bit bigger than 3 times the diameter. And then we should be able, see, to get it all the way around without much waste and fold it in loosely. Don't stick it in like crazy. A little cushion, unevenness, that's a good thing. Okay, protects the edge. This is it. Welcome again. Now we need to make the hole in the donut. And that, you said, was something like an 8mm hole, blah, 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 like this. I think it's close to a 10mm. Now, how? This is, as you can tell, a really cheap set. But that was, I purchased it at a time, I think it was for a job project, and oh, it just barely fits. How cool is that? And I wasn't quite sure if I was going to use those things again. Okay, it's in, it works, and it doesn't reach the bottom. So I'm not going to mess with the, okay, I'm just simply going to lift it up, going, 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 until it kind of, sort of, more or less, almost, but not quite, actually it does, and here we are. Touch is the word I was looking for. Well, I can still see daylight. Yeah. That's better. Okay? Excuse me. Okay, so here we've got a cup full of goodness. And we need to put it into something else. Spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. I'm going to use this literally. It's the end of it held a motor in place. I'm going to use this as another cup. Never throw nothing away no more. Okay? We have the advantage of having all them there are circles. Circle of life. So let's center it amongst all our other marks on the disposable worktop. And let's see if we center this guy amongst the outer circles. Let's just randomly throw it down and see if we cut a... Yes, we cut a hole in the middle. That's what we want. Now, can we do two? I don't know. That might not be worth the fiddly fut. Yeah, I don't think it's worth trouble. So just line it up with the outside circles that you've already made. And bingo, you don't even have to pay much attention where you're coming down. You know, usually with the hand punch, you have to look from different angles, at least from 2 different angles, in order to get a cross-reference with your eyes, saying, yep, this is going to be the center. And here, see, every single time, bang, in the middle. Okay? Well, ouch. Well, there's the static electricity. Lass du die Hutzen die? Lost one. Nickel. Well, let's see if we can do 3 at a time. We can do 3 at a time. Let's see if we can do 3 at a time again. Yes, we can. We'll just put them in. See if we can do 4. You have to simply stack them up nice and straight. That's the only issue. Oh yeah, and did you see those guys explode in my face? Cool. Oh, and I should have shown you. See? Here are our little donuts. Perfect in the middle, every time. Okay? With not much... With really not much lining up. I mean, not much fiddly foots. Just line them up, 4, and go bang, and done. 4, done. I mean, try that with your hand punch. And then there's the static electricity. Now, if you've got an idea how for me to overcome static electricity while working with foam schnitzel and put them into a styrofoam container, oh, please let me know. How cool is that? 4. Put them down. Make a nice Pischinger Torte. And donuts they are. No. Whoa, schnitzen die. And remember those guys, you know, it's this hand punch. Oh, this is 5, okay. The hand punch is self-clearing. It's got a little slot on the side. So I don't even have to pay attention to that. When it's full, bang, they will simply explode out. And here are all my guys. And just remember that also the little guys, in the case of felts and so on, when you're cutting felts, you can use them. So don't discard them into trash. Collect them if you can, if they don't fall into the dirt. Okay? Collect them. Look at that. Every time, perfect. How cool is that? Yeah. So collect your offcuts. Well, here's one more of these guys. Looks like that's it. See? Bang! There we go. Reinschnitzen die. Lasst die Hutzen, die Rabatzen, die Rabatzen, die. Damn nickel things. Oh, I hate static electricity. Fucken die. Damn, man kann so rappen die. Schnecken die, Hatzen die, blastet die. There we go. Better. Now let's do the felt, guys, okay? Once again, we use the same hole at the same lineup. And bingo. Put the felt right in. See, we just go down and bingo, there's our donut. Aren't they great? I have to retrain my fingers because those guys are not static. I can just drop them. That is really cool. Isn't that simple? You can really make any kind of valve, any kind of donut with minimum setup. And you can yak. You don't have to focus much. You can listen to the radio, to your favorite music. You know? And every guy turns out perfectly. Yeah, that's what we do. And so if you come up with a tool idea that makes life simpler for the common organ builder, please share it, okay? Don't sit on what you figure out, because then it'll simply die with you. And what's the advantage of that? You know, that's not helping the organ builder community or your customers. You know, if they, because time is money, if they have to pay $1.15 a piece because you've got so much offcut and so much waste and it takes so long and sharpening of tools, blah blah blah, or if they can buy it for 15 cents a piece, it makes a difference. Okay, and hold it tight and make sure that your fingers are out of the way, okay? We don't want to have chipped fingers for lunch. See? Every single guy, you can just very simply just stick it in, line it up with the outside, and bingo, there we go. Whoa. That's what we do. Now, I lost track in how many we are doing here, but does it matter? I mean, it does matter because it's always good. I'm going to have some spares. So whenever I make a batch of some parts or whatever, and I make some extra, and the spares I attach to the work piece we're working on, so that, of course, in a protected way, so that months or years down the road, nobody has to say, hey, where's my 1.5 inch circle cutter now that we've all gone metric in the US? No, you don't have to do that. There's a little Ziploc baggie or a little sealed container somewhere cute. That actually has these things. Oh, this one's kind of warped. I think the felt was in the fold of the felt, and yet look, it's bent, curved this way because it's the curve of the felt, and yet it turned out to be a really nice donut. That's because we simplify things. That's another thing. When you simplify a work process, make sure that the simplification actually results in a better product. Less waste. Otherwise, it's not simplification. Otherwise, it's just, you know, all in your head kind of thing. You know, if somebody doesn't use real statistics, science, and applied knowledge and so on, but only relies on his gut and his own noggin and his own feeling, doesn't listen to anyone's advice or school or teachings and whatever, basics, gosh, you won't get far in this world. Not at all. You might become president of the United States, but you won't get very far in this world. Okay? You don't have to read or write anything but your own name in order to become president of the United States, but you have to have some basic understanding how things work for being an organ builder. Or just to simply enjoy life because you understand it better. Okay? There we go. Bingo! Ha! Even the last dude. Nice donut. So, that's it. And our offcuts that we're just simply going to put them into this cup. The rest, nah, never mind. Okay? And that's it. And look, the tool is cold to the touch. And we'll simply take that guy out and look at that. No mushrooming on the top any further than what it received already. Isn't that cool? Yeah. We of course put things back. That's kind of sort of what we do. You can leave the offcuts in there as long as it's not leather, because leather can make the metal corrode. You don't have to worry about cleaning the little stutzel out. Okay, here's our harvest of cool donuts. Can't have any to eat, sorry. Well, thank you. Thank you for paying attention, thank you for visiting. And wasn't that cool? Make your own round schnitzel.